So tell me about your experience of using writing as a way of healing.
Absolutely. In the first few months after, and years after my diagnosis, I went on a spiritual quest. And I went to see teachers and healers and a lot of things that would help my mind to quiet down and to just be able to get out of the turmoil that was the fear and everything that I was having, going through. But the interesting thing is, in the midst of all that, I ended up in a conversation with a woman in California that I have never met, and I was just asking her about the possibility of going to this place down in Brazil. And she told me at the end of the conversation, take a diary with you. And I said, no, I don't write diaries. And she said, no, but you're going to need it, and you're going to write, so take a diary with you. And as she insisted, I resisted. But I did, and I took a little booklet just like this one here. And I got on the plane, and I started writing. And I didn't stop until it was 1 year of my diagnosis of leiomyosarcoma. And what I didn't know then is that the diary was actually journaling. And journaling is a powerful source of healing. And on those pages that I started writing, I shared my emotions. I shared my ups and the downs. I purged all the negativity, but I also embraced the positivity that was coming along the way. Initially, kind of hard to see, but more and more. But the bottom line is that there was a lot of release of emotions. So I was not bottling up and suppressing how those things I was going through inside my mind, and was really a source of release. You know, I never said that when I finished writing a passage, no matter how short it was, that I didn't feel release, that I didn't feel better, although I was just writing to myself.
Yeah.
And so I thought.
So you thought.
So almost a year later, I just happened to be talking to a woman that I had just met briefly the day before in a coffee shop. And I was asking about maybe having my travel blogs being published online. And she said, what are you writing? And I said, oh, it's just a little something that I have been keeping for the past many months. And it just so happened that she read it. And she said, forget about your travel blogs. You have a book. And I said, oh, no. And she says, yeah, you have a book. And you can help others by sharing it. People going through different types of hardship. It took time to convince me, you know, to dare to share my story. But I did. And what came from it, what flourished from it, was just way beyond my expectations. I thought that if I helped 1 or 2 cancer patients, that would be my mission with daring to publish my diary. But in reality, I was surprised that I received so much feedback. And sometimes from Russia and from England and from Sweden. And, you know, it's here and there. I don't have a bestseller, okay? It's just, but the amazing thing is that
it found it to the people who needed it. They find it.
But even more surprisingly was that not everybody who reached out to me to say I'm inspired by your book and thank you so much for sharing, the majority of them are healthy people. People who don't have a pressing illness such as cancer. People who similarly are healthy. But I think that in the end, Mary, maybe we all have our little dragons. You know, mine is nicknamed the purple dragon. This is how leiomyosarcoma is nicknamed. But there are people with other dragons of different colors, different sizes.
So true.
And
we all have our dragons.
And the amazing thing, it humbles me, the type of feedback I have been getting of people saying that it has helped them even to appreciate life and the little things day by day and live in the now.
That's true. It's so true. And it also makes you realize that when you share your life the way you are and share your writing with yourself, is that you're not alone facing this journey. And one of the things that my teacher always says is when you heal yourself and you share that experience that you have in healing yourself, you also heal others. So you really have become a voice for your own experience, but it also resonates with other people's stories and other people's lives, even if their story is totally different than yours.
Yes.
Yes.
And then once we get the feedback, that's more healing.
Exactly.
Because now it's like, wow, I'm
true.
making a difference. And this journey has a meaning, that
It's
goes
true.
beyond all the hardship that I have been going through
I know.
in this past 4 years. So it makes
So
it
here's
all
your
worth
book,
it.
My Journey with the Purple Dragon. And it's available on Amazon. And it's a wonderful gift that Patricia has given all of us, that we can share our own stories. And that's what I'm hoping that you will do. You will not only do writing for your own personal healing, but that you'll share your story and your healing art with the world too, because this is the way we create community, so we're not alone, and we can share our art with each other and make those powerful connections where we are really deeply connected to each other.
Yes.
Do you want me to share a little bit of
Yes,
what
absolutely.
Okay, The Traveler Within and the Sinkholes. This is your writing. Okay. As the days pass, the travel within me resurfaces. It takes me back in time, to the present and into the future, in just a fraction of a moment. The dialogues are endless, fulfilling, opening, unleashed, and often deep to the core. The trails of the San Velasco Park have become my sacred space in nature. The pine trees and the mysterious oak trees are hanging with Spanish moth have become the silent witnesses of my soul. As my feet, mind, and heart step on the ground covered with orange and yellow leaves, I see, hear, and smell autumn. But deep inside, I feel the colors of the spring. I feel free, healthy, and happy with my own companion. While immersed in peace and joy, feeling one with nature, cancer is non-existent. I feel alive, peaceful, light. I breathe serenity. I feel love. I feel whole and connected. I see the sinkholes present on the trails as the metaphor of the uncertainty of it all, brought and introduced to me by the dragon. The ground gets swallowed without warning, changing the landscape forever. But the terrain eventually settles down, inviting new plants, new life, and restored beauty. Chaos vanishes, calmness reappears. And so it is with the cancer. The dragon appeared out of nowhere, sucking down my landscape, taking me below the ground without footing, but just like the sinkholes. I feel slowly covered with lushness, my body and mind restoring, reshaping, and being transformed. From the ugliness of the mystery of the leiomyosarcoma, a new me is emerging, growing, and flourishing somehow. Had it not been for the diagnosis, which allowed me to give myself permission to take off without feeling lazy or guilty, I wouldn't be in the woods merging with the nature, answering the invitations of the traveler within to walk the trails here, while reliving the memories of the ones traveled before. That gives me goosebumps. The traveler within. Thank you for sharing this with us. And you have been a pilgrim of the world, and you have traveled far and wide to places like Tibet and Bhutan and all over the world. And then the story, when we come home, we travel through our own forests.
Yep.
And we see it like the story returns us back to ourselves. So I want to thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for listening. And I wish you well on your travels. And may you discover the traveler within.
Yes.